What is up, everybody? My name is Damon. This is West Coast Gold Prospecting. If you're new to my channel, I'd like to welcome you. I'd love to earn your subscription today, so follow along as we break these bedrock crevices apart and find some gold. Right now, let me get you flipped around. I'll show you my first pan. All right, so here's my first pan. Not too bad for, it was about a half pan of material or less. And that came out of right here. I broke some chunks out from right here and got up as much material as I could. I fell in right here off this ledge. It's super slick, and I fell in and broke my crevice sucker, so I'm suckerless. So stay tuned, see how much gold we can find today. All right, so I got that gold in the snuffer bottle. I think what I'm gonna do is head across the creek here into this chunk of bedrock out in the middle. See if I can't find some nice crevices to poke around at. Okay, so I'm across the creek, and here's that chunk of bedrock I was talking about looking over. But I was wandering over here, and I found this little section along this wall here. And I came up to these little roots, and they're full of material. So I think I'm gonna take a pan out of here. Hey, stay up there. Take a pan out of here, and maybe dig around in here a little bit. Let me get you a better view of what this looks like. You got fractured bedrock here. Those chunks will come out, a couple of those, but I don't know if I'll do that. But I definitely want to take a test pan from here, and we'll do that right now. Okay, so I did one pan from here, and here's what it looks like. I'm a little shocked. I've got at least, I'm gonna have to say 50 to 60 specks from right there where my pick is. So I think I'm gonna continue just to dig all this out and see what comes out of it. Oh man, I'm stoked. Second pan from this little spot right here, and the pieces are getting bigger. And almost about the same, maybe 10, 20 less specks in this pan, but there are some pokers and they got some size to them. So I'm gonna continue digging on right there. I can feel this one. It's got some nice size to it. Almost a picker. Let me see. Well, not really, but it's a nice one. I can kind of hear it. Anyhow, I'm gonna continue on. After this next pan, I'll get you set up on the tripod and you can see how I'm doing it. All right, so instead of doing another pan from here, I just jumped up to right here and broke some bedrock up and got a good pan. Another 40, 50 specks, I'm guessing. So I think I'm gonna have to excavate this whole area. And no, I'll do my damnedest, but we'll see. Okay, so I did another pan from right here. Started breaking off this wall in here, and it didn't produce a whole lot. We're only looking at like 8 or 10 specks. And I said I was going to set you up on the tripod, but I'm not going to. I'll have to set it up here, and all you'll be looking at is my rear end, so I'll spare you, and I'll just show you pan for pan what I'm getting. Stay tuned. All right, so just got a great pan from right here, just some random roots and small gravels. We're looking at 40, 50 specks and a little poker. But very decent pan. I am good with that. So I'm going to continue digging here, try to take out this whole section and see what comes out of it. I'll show you the next pan. Okay, so I did one more pan from right here up under into there, and it produced very little this time, probably 8 to 10 specks. So what I think I'm going to do is go back over to here and possibly break up this. There's a little lip under here, and this stuff will all come up. this piece might come out. I might dig some more down into here and see what comes out of there. I'll show you in a second. Okay, so we're all pulling out really good pans right now. I probably got, I'm guessing 60, 70. Justin says probably more specks in here. And Justin just got his biggest piece of the day. That's a pretty nice one. Poker. And Jasmine's been getting some really good gold as well. Very nice. Yeah, we're all doing great. So I'm going to continue to dig. All right. So here's my next pan from right there where that yellow pick is. Probably got, I don't know, 20, 30 specks, something like that. Yeah, as long as it keeps producing like this, I think I'm going to continue to dig. I might just work all this material down. It's like at a little slant here, and it piles up over here. So I think I'll work it all down and see how much of it I can get done today. It's 2 o'clock now, so I don't have a whole lot of time left, but we'll see how much we can get. All right, so I'm probably on about pan number 9, 10, 11, something like that, but I just pulled some more material out of here. Had a lot of roots in it, and this is probably close to my best pan of the day. We're looking at maybe, I don't know, around 100 specks or 80 to 100 specks, something like that. But I'm just gonna snuff a bottle and continue to dig because that's some really good gold. And I'm gonna get it all I can anyhow. All right, so I just did another pan from here, kind of breaking out this section here, digging it out. And this one was another great pan, probably, I don't know, it's hard to guess, but I'm gonna say 50 to 75, something like that. And it came with a bunch of, you can see it on camera. Those little red, I believe they're garnets, but they're so small that it's hard to tell. Interesting though. I didn't notice them before, but they're there. Anyhow, I'm gonna continue to dig as long as my back can hold out and see what else we can get. So Jasmine just pulled out a picker. She pulled out a scoop and it was sitting right on top. Look at that. That is
that
got
little
some
chunk.
size to it. Wow, good job. Wow. Oh man. Very nice, very nice. I just finished this pan here and we got only 15, 20 specks here. So I think I'll still have to continue on and see what else I can get. Alright, so I did another little section right there where the pick is. And it looks like we got about another 40, 50, something like that. So I'm going to continue to dig, see what else we can get out of here. Alright, so my little crevice is getting bigger. I just did another pan out of there. And I got another, I don't know, 30, 40 specks. And not too bad. I think this is going to start adding up really quick. And what I'm really wanting to hit is I want to get this section cleared here of this material. And there's a crevice right here. And I don't know how far back it goes or what, but I'm really wanting to get to that. So let me pan off this material on top and let's get to it. Okay, so just finished another pan from in that crevice there, deeper down. And this one wasn't so great. We're only looking at like 10 or 15 specks, pieces, specks, flakes, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to continue to dig to the left of that classifier and see what comes out of it right now. Alright, so I've done a little bit more there, exposing a little bit more of that crack. I'm hoping that whole chunk breaks out of there so I can see what's in there. And here's what came out of the last pan. I'm looking at, I'm going to say 40, 50 pieces, something like that. So let's get on to the next pan. Alright, I had to show you this. I broke up on a piece of bedrock that was right here, and there was a gray clay layer underneath it. So I dug a bunch of that out, and this is what came out of it. Not a whole lot. 20, 30 specks maybe. But I think more of this bedrock is gonna break out. So I'm gonna break it out. And this crevice over here is like ½ inch to 1 inch deep over there. So, man, I wish I could set you up on the tripod so you could see this. But anyhow, I'll show you the next pan. Alright, so here is another pan. Probably 20, 25 specks. And that came from around this chunk of bedrock. I'm getting it to move. As you can see, it's starting to lift out. So I figured I'd dig some stuff around it and see what was in that. And that's what was in that. So I'm going to take this piece completely up and dig up underneath it. And hopefully we get a good pan. Alright, so I got that bedrock moved out of there. These two big chunks came out. There's a bunch of material underneath that I need to pan out. And this will be my last pan of the day. And hopefully the best. But my pan I just did has 20, 30 specks in there. And looking good. So I'm going to do one more pan. Then we're going to jump across the creek and skedaddle home. Be right back. Okay, so I was running into some like red and gray clays in there in that hole, and so this is my last pan, probably my coolest pan. I got a small picker. It's got a little bit of size to it as well. It's actually not too bad. You can hear it plop. And with it came about 10, 15 specks more. So we are packing up and heading out. Oh yeah, before I forget, check out JB's channel, JB Prospecting. He's gonna have some really good content and gold. They did really well today. Wait till you should go over there and check out their channel. But anyhow, we're gonna head out and get back home, and I'll show you the gold, and we'll get her weighed out, and I'll see you there. Alright, so dumped out the snuffer, and this is what we got for the day. I'm kind of blown away. It added up really quick. And I'm not going to try to guess the weight because I always seem to be wrong. So we'll see you back at the house. Okay, so we are back home, and I've got the gold dried out. And let's get it weighed up and see what it weighs. Now there are still some black sands in there, but you know, I just couldn't get it out. So I'm gonna have to just forget. Oh, I better tear this out. Got a small picker in there. Yes, 0.4. Alright, that was a really good day. Just pan after pan of 20 to 50 to 60 piece pans. It was great. So let's add in the other stuff from Oregon. Got it. So we reached 5.7. 2.3 of this was from Yuba River in California, and the rest is from here. So we got 3.4 so far from Southern Oregon, 2.3 from Yuba. Well, thanks everybody for watching, and stay tuned. I'll have another video out in probably another week. I'll see you then.